Hello everyone, welcome to your English class. Dear students, today we are going to start with our poem The Duck and the Kangaroo by Edward Lear. So first of all, I will tell you about the poet. Edward Lear was an English artist, illustrator, author and poet, and he is now known for his literary nonsense in poetry and prose. So, I will now next comes to a theme of the poem. This poem, The Duck and the Kangaroo, deals with the theme of friendship. Friends who help others not only give joy but also experience happiness themselves. This poem, The Duck and the Kangaroo, revolves around two characters. One is a duck and second is a kangaroo. It is a dialogue between two of them and the poem narrates the story of their adventure. Now, I have told you that in this poem there are two characters. So we will see. The first is kangaroo. Kangaroo is a very gentle animal native of Australia and it is herbivorous like deer or a cow. Due to its extremely long powerful legs, the kangaroo can hop means jump and leap great distances. It uses the tail to balance itself in flight. The next character is the duck. The duck is a common fowl, often raised for its meat. A close cousin of the duck is the Indian swan with its long and shapely elegant neck. Now let's start with the poem. In this poem, there are two friends, the duck and the kangaroo. They are about to set out on a long pleasure trip. The kangaroo, though happy to carry the duck all the way on the tip of his tail, is weary of her wet feet. What will the duck do now to make the kangaroo feel comfortable over land and sea? Now let's find out this in this poem. Said the duck to the kangaroo, "Good gracious, how you hop over the lands and the water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a bore in this nasty pond, and I long to go out in the world beyond. I wish I could hope like you," said the duck to the kangaroo. In this stanza, the poet is saying that the duck is awestruck to see the movement of the kangaroo. It expressed that the kangaroo could hop continuously over the fields and the water bodies. The duck's life was boring as it remained in the pond all the time. It wished to see the world beyond the limits of the pond, so it wishes that it could also hop like the kangaroo. "Please give me a ride on your back," said the duck to the kangaroo. "I would sit quite still and say nothing but quack the whole of the day, long day through, and we would go to the Dee and the Jelly Bolly, over the land and over the sea. Please take me on a ride, oh do," said the duck to the kangaroo. In this stanza, the poet is saying that the duck requests the kangaroo to give it a ride on its back. It promised that it would sit quietly and would just quack all day. The duck lists the places that they would visit as Dee and Jolly. These are the imaginary places. It adds that they would hop over the land and the sea. Said the kangaroo to the duck, "This requires a little reflection. Perhaps on the whole it might bring me luck, and there seems but one objection, which is, if you will let me speak so bold, your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold, and would probably give me the rheumatiz," said the kangaroo. Now, the kangaroo replied that it had to think over it. The idea could be good for him, but kangaroo had an objection. What was that? That the duck's wet and cold feet could give it body pains. Said the duck, "As I sat on the rocks, I have thought over that completely, and I bought 4 pairs of worsted socks, which fit my web feet neatly. And to keep out the cold, I have bought a clock, and every day cigar I will smoke, all to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo." Now, when the kangaroo raised an objection, the duck said that as it sat on the rocks during the day, it had thought over it. In order to avoid that, the duck had bought 4 pairs of worsted socks, which fit its web-shaped feet well. In order to stay warm, it would wear a shrug or a cloak and also smoke a cigar every day. The duck would do all this to protect the kangaroo as it was a beloved. Said the kangaroo, I am ready, all in the moonlight pale, but to balance me well, dear duck, sit steady, and quite at the end of my tail. So away they went with a hope and a bound, and they hoped the whole world 3 times round. And who's so happy? Oh, who? As the duck and the kangaroo. Now the duck was satisfied with the kangaroo was satisfied with the duck's response and got ready for the ride. At night, when the sky was filled with the pale light of the moon, they started their trip with a hope. The kangaroo asked the duck to hold it firmly and they traveled around the world 3 times. Now, we can say that both of them enjoyed each other's company. So, now let's have a look on the summary of the poem. The poem The Duck and the Kangaroo. In this poem, both were very good friends, as the duck lived in a pond and does not get a variegated life of visiting world. He wanted to have a pleasure tour or tour all around the world. So he requested the kangaroo to allow him to sit on the top of his tail and have a pleasure tour. Now let's come to the literary devices. First is rhyme scheme. The rhyme scheme of stanza 1 is AB, AB, CC, AA. Rhyme scheme of stanza 2 is AB, AB, CC, BB. Rhyme scheme of stanza 3, 4 and 5 is AB, AB, CC, DD. Next is alliteration. Alliteration is a repetition of consonant sound at the start of 2 or more closely placed words. So examples of alliteration in this poem are good, gracious. D sound is repeated. Next is how you hope. H sound is repeated. Sit, quite still and say. S sound is repeated. But to balance. B sound is repeated. Dear duck. D sound is repeated. Whole world. W sound is repeated. Next literary device is anaphora. Anaphora. When the same word is used at the start of 2 or more consecutive lines. This is called an anaphora. Example of anaphora is that, and to keep out the cold I have bought a clock, and every day a cigar I will smoke. Means these two lines are starting with the same word and. Fine. These two lines are starting with the same word and. So this is an example of anaphora. Next is refrain. Refrain is the use of musical rhyming sentence throughout the poem. So in this poem, said the duck to the kangaroo has been repeated to lay stress on the request made by the duck to the kangaroo. So this is an example of refrain. Next is enjambment. When the same sentence continues in 2 or more lines, it is called an enjambment. Now see the example. And I bought 4 pairs of worsted socks which fit my web feet neatly. So you can say that this sentence, and I bought 4 pairs of worsted socks. This sentence continues in 2 lines. So this is an example of enjambment. Now I hope this poem is clear to you. Read this poem carefully and try to understand.